Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's the Big Canucker here, and we've got ourselves a little bit of a different review here. I ended up having a Hamilton Beach brew station that just kicked the bucket. One of the pieces in where you go to let the coffee out kind of snapped somehow, and it started to leak all the coffee all over the place. So no way it could be fixed, so it got pooched. So we had that one for about 5 years. So you know what? It kind of it did its job, and it was time to retire right after that. So, wanting to stick with something that doesn't have a carafe on it, whether it's a glass carafe and a heating element, or even one of the stainless steel ones. We really like the idea of having the internal coffee reservoir with the internal heating element too, as well. That doesn't heat inside the coffee; it heats the carafe itself, the internal carafe, I guess you would call it, and we really like that. And so this happened to be on sale. You can still buy these, I do believe, some places. In the States they're right around $100. In Canada they're listed at $189, and I ended up paying I think $94 for it. It was on sale at London Drugs here in Lethbridge, and it was a fantastic deal. So let's have a quick look at some of the items here. It is a 12-cup coffee maker with, like I said, an internal carafe. Some of the dimensions on it, I do believe it is 14.8 inches tall, so it's fairly big. It is 11.8 inches deep, and it's about 9 inches wide. So it's got a fairly large footprint, as you can tell. And but it does look really sharp. So let's have a look here. So you have got yourself a 12-cup removable reservoir with a lid on it, and inside there you've also got, of course, you've got the charcoal filter too as well, to filter out your water. And that's just simply removable. If you're familiar with Cuisinart, you have got the same filter in there forever. They've used this same filter, and they're not very expensive. I think they're around $4 or so to replace them. And it just basically kind of drops down in there. Bob's your uncle. So like I said, this is removable too as well. You can just literally take it and kind of pop it up and take it to your sink to fill. But I have got an extendable sink, so I just usually slide it over to the sink, and I use my sink just to kind of fill it up. So I have no need to take it off. Okay, if you pop it up open here, you have got yourself the removable basket too as well, with the gold reusable filter, which is fantastic. And then if you look inside here, you have got yourself the carafe too as well. And if you have a look inside there, they have got, there's the metal part. So if you look right inside the coffee maker itself, there is let's see if I can get it in there. There is a heating element right there too. So you've got no direct contact with the coffee and your heating element. So hopefully that saves you from getting that kind of burnt coffee. All right. So let's kind of maybe drop that back in there, and drop this back inside there, and then close it up. So one of the main selling features is here. I absolutely love this this fuel gauge on here, and right now it's reading empty, but as the carafe starts to fill up, it starts to fill too as well. And I really like that. It's fantastic. Now, I do have to say that it seems like it's like every other gas tank out there. It seems like it's a little top big. So I got to take 2 cups of coffee out of there before it starts to register that it's off empty or off a full. And then I would say once you get half in there, once the gauge says half, you've only got about a third of the tank left. I think that's pretty cool. All right. Looking here, you've got a removable rack too as well, a removable drip tray. So if you want to put some of the larger cups in there. Now I do have to say that this is one of the main failings of this, is the fact that you can't use some of the taller tumblers. This one here I do believe measures around 7 inch, and it's just a smidge too big. You can slide this coffee maker right to the edge. So you can see you've got a little bit of a horseshoe in there. If you slide this to the edge, you can fit a bigger cup. I have decided not to continue to do that. And what I end up doing in the morning is I just get a separate cup of coffee, and I just pour the coffee in there, and then I just pour it into my tumbler. And then when I'm done filling up my cup, I rinse it out, leave it in there. And then my wife gets up in the morning and she says, "Oh, you're so sweet. You've got my cup waiting for me at the coffee machine. You're so sweet." And I get a kiss on the cheek. Now, if you look in here, you can see that when you do actually push the button to dispense some coffee, it lights up. And I think that's a great little feature too as well, because sometimes you're a little bit groggy in the morning. And if you've got a dark cup and the coffee going in there, you can't always see when you're ready to be filled up, and she'll fill over. Now, if you have a look over here, we've got a wonderful system with the clock, and it has all the features that you're going to want inside your coffee maker. You've got the programming system, you've got a clock, you've got the brew, you've got a clean system. If you want to push clean to help decalcify your system. If you want to make yourself a small amount of coffee, you've got the 1 to 4 coffee system there, and you just push that button, and it perks the coffee at a different level for a small amount of coffee and water too as well. And then another nice thing too as well is if you actually unplug your machine, I don't know how long the internal battery lasts, but you're not going to have to reset your clock right off the bat. I've heard up to 10 minutes you can leave this machine unplugged and you don't have to worry about changing the clock on it. So kudos to those guys. I think that's fantastic. Now this dial here is your main kind of center for that. Like, so you've got your auto off on. So once it's there, it's on the auto, press auto off on, and it'll turn on tomorrow morning at 4:45. And you can also set this to stay, the element to stay heated for up to 4 hours. So from 0 to 4 hours, your element will stay heated inside your machine, and then after 4 hours, it'll shut off. I think this, and you know, the other really nice thing about this machine is it makes a pot of coffee very, very quickly. I would have to say about 7 minutes and this thing is done, where my Hamilton Beach brew station was around 15 minutes to almost 20 minutes to brew a pot of coffee. And I haven't measured the temperature of this coffee yet, but I've seen in a couple of different videos there, they 150 to 163. And for me, all I have to say is it's plenty hot in my cup in the morning. And not only that, I think it makes a wonderful cup of coffee too as well. It doesn't take any more coffee than my old Hamilton Beach, kind of 3 heaping tablespoons for 12 pots. It does come with a little measuring spoon too as well, and it's 1 heaping spoon per cup, so you'd have 12 of these little ones. To me, I just do the 3 heaping with the tablespoons, our big round tablespoon that we have got, and it's Bob's Your Uncle. Makes a great cup of coffee. Now, would I recommend buying this? I think absolutely. I think that this is a great little system. I think it looks very, very sharp. It looks still, you know, it doesn't look dated at all. The stainless steel is, I think, absolutely gorgeous, and it makes a great cup of coffee. I just can't stress that enough. At $189 in Canada, I don't think I would kind of pull the trigger on that. That's not my style, but definitely if you can get this for the $119 and below, I think you're laughing all the way to a great cup of coffee. In the States, you're looking at around $100 or so. I think if you can get this even in the States at $100 or less, you know, 75 to 100, I think you're got yourself a wonderful coffee machine, and Cuisinart makes a fantastic machine. The quality on this, the fit and finish is wonderful. The tactile sensations of everything is wonderful. I don't expect this to break anytime soon. I think this is going to be something that we'll be having coffee with in another 6 or 7 years. So I hope you enjoyed our little look at this Hamilton Beach, this Cuisinart DC 3000 coffee on demand system. Please stay safe out there. Keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.